Hi, I'm Alan Ross with EPRA, and this is another EPRA Take 5. I am delighted with our guest today. It is Dan Smith, formerly of Austin Energy, where I met Dan, and part of the Comet Conference and part of our EPRS. He was one of our keynote speakers. Dan has since, I think you semi-retired, right? Because now you are with LCRA, and that's what we're going to talk about, Dan, but welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, great to be here, Alan. Great to see you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, this is a delight. So it's a Take 5 on Friday. We're both relaxed, obviously. You've had your either your men's group or your meeting, and I have had enough meetings to sink a ship already this morning. But as I told you, these things used to be just rants, and then I decided I'm going to stop ranting. So I'm going to let you rant. We were on a call yesterday. It was a forums, and it was on power quality. And Andrew Sagel from Megger, when he talked about just defining power quality, where power quality issues were coming from, he basically, if you remember, you gave me a chart, and it showed the generation, and it showed power in the old days, power being at a generating station going down and being distributed in a step down. And then you had this beautiful chart that was like a matrix. I'll never forget it. It was blue, and it had power being generated everywhere. So I went from a step down grid to a step everywhere. But LCRA is huge in bringing power from West Texas into the major cities within ERCOT. But talk a little bit about ERCOT and about the role that LCRA plays with generation, especially of solar and wind, coming into the electric grid.
Yeah, sure. So LCRA is a bit unique in the sense that we're a transmission only company. So we don't have any distribution in our system, and then we don't, in turn, we don't have actual end use meters, metered customers. Instead, our metering points are substation transformers, and sometimes we own those transformers, and sometimes our customers do. And our customers are cooperatives and municipalities, and we serve a good portion of Texas, and we're the second largest transmission company in Texas. So we really do play an integral role in, as you stated, taking a lot of that wind resource and now growing solar resource at the bulk level to the major load centers in Texas. And so we do a very important part in that place. And so and to some degree, that's back to the old traditional model of one-way supply of energy, in the sense that it's taking these bulk centralized plants, which now are wind and solar. In fact, in Texas, there hasn't been a planned gas plant that's gone in the last year or two, and all the new generation, all planned is wind and solar, with the bulk of that even shifting to solar. On the other side of that, our customers being municipalities and cooperatives, we are seeing some shift there, where some of them are now are adding distributive generation into the system, and we do work in coordination and interconnection of those systems as well. So that two-way flow of power and that two-way flow of information that the gentleman with Megger was referring to, it's happening. And even for us transmission-only companies, it's impacting us, because we have to still receive that, and we recognize that it's also a resource in the system. And I think the other last thing I'd state is a real shift is now how we're planning those resources, and we're doing the integrated resource planning in the ERCOT market. So things are shifting now, where recognition of large distributive generation needs to be accounted for. It needs to be planned for both reliability reasons, but then also economic reasons as well. So it's really fascinating how that's shifting and changing at this point in time.
I love the fact that you threw in that for reliability reasons and for the economic reasons, and that's why we've asked you to do this. There will be a point in time at EPRA where we want to look at a little bit of an expansion. Right now, we serve industrial commercial markets, but Dan has previously, I'm not asking you online so that I've captured you, but Dan has previously committed to be part of the working group that actually looks at the grid edge. How do we serve the grid edge? Because that's where a lot of change is happening, as you just stated, Dan, and that's what we wanted to get our Texas customers to understand, but also it's happening all over the country as transmission and distributed energy resources actually turns to distributed energy generation. You see that more and more and more, and it's going to impact our commercial and industrial sites. This has been a Take 5 with Dan Smith of LCRA. He is correct me if I'm wrong, the Vice President of Transmission and Distribution. Is that correct? No.
Transmission system operations. So
Because you don't have distribution,
that's
transmission.
right. We don't have distribution, and I get to be responsible for operating the second largest transmission system in Texas, which I have a great team that does that. And then I also get to do a lot of stuff related to the field. I've got system control techs, relay technicians, and meter and SCADA technicians. So I've got that kind of arm of the utility as well. So it's
Yes. You're the second largest. Who's the largest?
largest is Encore.
Okay. All right. We'll go after them next. We'll do another one with somebody at Encore. Anyway,
Good
this has
folks
been a
there.
Take 5. This has been a Take 5 with Dan Smith. Dan, it is a delight to see you again, and we will connect soon.
Sounds great. Thank you. I really enjoyed it, Alan, and anytime. I love this.